Hello everyone, Touch, how are you? How are you doing? Well, I'm here to talk about The Flash Season 1 finale. Just like the rest of the season, it was awesome. It was brilliant. The closest thing really to the kind of tone we used to have in Smallville, and of course I was a big Smallville fan. The finale was perfect in the setup and everything. It wasn't a heavily action-packed finale. It was so character-driven, and that's why I really enjoyed it. There was this big decision: should Barry go back in time and save his mother? Now, in my mind, he was going to do it all the time, and he was going to change things, because I guessed from a long time ago that Wells was going to be in season 2, that Tom Cavanagh would be back full time, because I know that Kreisberg and company absolutely think without Cavanagh there can't be a show. He is their Lionel Luthor, their John Glover, and he's a class act. So I knew he'd always be coming back, and that's been confirmed straight after the episode. So I thought, yeah, the timelines will change. Let's just talk about how we went through all this. He obviously talked to a lot of his friends and his and Joe and everyone else about if he should do this or not. And obviously, all of them being straight down the line, people said he had to make the decision. It was one of those decisions where it was a selfish decision, and I think he's not a selfish person most of the time. So what happened was he did do it. I was really surprised when he went there, and then the other version of him went, no, don't do it. And then I felt kind of frustrated. I didn't feel frustrated creatively. I don't want you to misunderstand me, but he's gone all that way. He's risked the whole of humanity to go through this wormhole. Then he doesn't save his mum. Of course, the chat he has with his mum is really emotional. Great. The lady who plays the mum was brilliant, and Grant Gustin, great guy. I'm sure we all read his letter on his Facebook page thanking us all and the people he works with. Brilliant guy, really down to earth, and if he reads your stuff, he'll always favourite you on Twitter or even retweet you. He's a great lad, he really is. But let's get back on point. Yeah, so that was a little bit frustrating. So I'm thinking, what's going to happen now? And it was funny at first, because when he was in the other room and he could hear his mum being stabbed, it was funny because I saw the father on the floor, and I saw her with her eyes open, still alive. I thought, oh my God, the father's dead and she's still alive. They swapped it around, and I kind of suspected they might do that for season 2, but I was wrong. Well, I'm like a clock. I've got to be wrong now and again, innit? But it turned out that everything was as it was. So back on the main time frame, Wells thinks everything's hunky dory. He thinks he's going to go back. He's going to go back to his time, and he can go back to being Eobard Form. Is that the name? Sorry if I got it wrong, but yeah. He can go back to being the blonde guy. It doesn't have to be Wells anymore. And then, of course, Barry flashes back, and there's this big fight, and basically Wells is about to kill him. And then you get the ultimate sacrifice. And I thought that was amazing. Honestly, to be honest with you, I didn't think Eddie wouldn't be in season 2 because of the way the finale conducted itself with Eddie. You just thought, oh well, they're together again. Everyone seems to have accepted Eddie as part of the gang, and they just didn't. And then all of a sudden, to hear the shot. Now I thought someone had shot Thorne, but no, Eddie had shot himself, and I thought obviously a brilliant sacrifice. It was really sad because. And you can tell the actor's really popular on the set as well. I think they were all sad to lose him, but Kreisberg and company would have told him the score before he even signed pen to paper. So he knew this was a one season thing. It was like Whitney on Smallville, wasn't it? Although he came back to do one episode in season 2. Yeah, these things happen. It's kind of a thankless part, the part of Eddie really, because he's not the main love interest, but he seems to be. And everyone wants Barry to get the girl rather than Eddie. But yeah, it was a great sacrifice, and especially because in the comics he's like a villain. So interesting. Now we don't know if he's gone forever, because we saw the body going into the wormhole. which could mean absolutely anything. So I wouldn't take it as read, even though they haven't said he's back next year. He could feature eventually. So we'll have to see what happens there. But then you think everything's going to be all right. Then he shoots himself, and of course, Thawne doesn't exist anymore. Now, because Thawne doesn't exist anymore, that changes everything. That means Barry doesn't become the Flash. That means the timeline's going to change. But surely, if Barry's timeline changes, Oliver Queen's timeline's got to change as well. So is his happy ending at the end of Arrow, does that stick? That'll be very interesting when both shows begin. But we've got this big cliffhanger of Barry flying up and vanishing, trying to stop it. We don't actually know what's going to happen, but it's obvious the timeline's going to change. It's really the only way that Dr. Wells can return full time. But does this mean that Barry, in this other timeline, they'll start again? It'll be like season 1 again. He won't be the Flash, and he'll be trained by the proper Dr. Wells. And I don't know. Everything will be reset. From the way Kreisberg and company are talking, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. But definitely the timeline's it's going to change. Things going to change. It's very interesting, but it was such a pleasurable finale. And to have a cliffhanger, I think season finale cliffhanger should be a law. I don't think showrunners should have a choice. I'm joking, of course, but I love finales, and I love cliffhanger finales, and I'm so sad that isn't the thing to do anymore, because we kind of get the end thing, and then it's kind of right. You have to come back next year to see what we do next. And that's well and good, but for me, cliffhangers are special. And I know what showrunners say. They don't like doing cliffhangers for the sake of doing cliffhangers. But I feel they're exciting. You've got to do them properly. If you're kind of just forcing it, then it is rubbish. If you don't believe in it and you're forcing it, it's no good. But that cliffhanger was brilliant, and it works. And it's going to have consequences for season 2. That's why it works. And that's why it's great. I remember, Arrow's never had a cliffhanger season finale. I think the first season, you just got the camera going away from all the destruction in Starling City. But you never actually had a proper, edge of your seat cliffhanger on Arrow. So it's kind of interesting that they're going this way with The Flash. But The Flash is slowly becoming DC's #1 show. Of course, this time last year, there was no Flash, and Flash was called the Arrow spin-off. Well, no one's calling The Flash the Arrow spin-off anymore. It's very amazing for a spin-off to take up a life of its own so quickly. But it shouldn't be that amazing, really, because The Flash is such a big character worldwide in comics. He's well known. He's so loved. And he's definitely a bigger character, popularity-wise, than Green Arrow, without a doubt. Arrow's become so popular because Kreisberg and everybody else did a great job with Arrow. And Amel's just a great actor. And everyone, the whole thing, but the Flash is as big as any hero out there. I mean, he's a big player. So the show's become big because they've done it properly, and they've given us great characters, great events, great situations. It's just the great actors. It's just been it's been an absolute pleasure to watch. I can't even think of an episode where I think, they've been yanking our chains, they've been filling us out. It's been an absolute brilliant. And I just can't wait to next season. I can't wait for Arrow and the Flash to return. I can't wait for Supergirl to begin. I can't wait for Legends of Tomorrow. That's going to be awesome as well. You're talking about 4 epic superhero shows. And I do think Supergirl will be epic, without a doubt. It's exciting times, and I really enjoyed it. And I can't wait for next season. That's all I've got time for. We'll speak again. Bye-bye.